What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about the newest Disney film, and I'm relatively late to the game on this one. I did not see it in its opening weekend, and honestly, I saw the trailer for this and I was optimistic that it would be entertaining and fun. But upon the initial review release of this movie, my optimism kind of went through the floor. This movie is getting absolutely abysmal reviews. And I went into this movie with an open mind still because, with Disney, I do feel like they've been faltering in quality over the years. There's something that Disney is all about their magic, right? And that feeling of magic that their movies give you. And there was a period in time where I would go watch Disney movies and really feel that and feel optimism and hope for the world. And the movies would just provide me some level of comfort and make me feel great. And it's been a while since a Disney movie has made me feel like that. Even if there's Disney movies they release that I enjoy, I still feel like it's lacking that magic. And with it being the 100-year anniversary, and the film being that they're touting that it's the 100th anniversary film, I hope that there would be at least something there. And the movie I'm going to be telling you about today is Wish. Wish is directed by Chris Buck and Fawn Veerasunthorn. Asha, a sharp-witted idealist, makes a wish so powerful that it is answered by a cosmic force, a little ball of boundless energy called Star. Together, Asha and Star confront a most formidable foe, the ruler of Rosas, King Magnifico, to save her community and prove when the will of one courageous human connects with the magic of the stars, wondrous things can happen. So, as I said, I was really looking forward to seeing this movie. I was hopeful that this would spark some of that Disney magic for me again. And unfortunately, it didn't spark that magic for me again. But what I will say, I think people are being incredibly harsh on this movie. I think it's fine. It's not anything spectacular. It's not anything that's going to blow your mind. It has perfectly serviceable moments. It's just the problem is it has a really good heart and core, and the message that the movie is trying to convey is great. I really liked the way the movie wrapped up, and I appreciated what it was trying to say. The problem is getting there is a tedious slog. There's a lot of repetitive sequences. There are a lot of scenes that could be chopped out, and I'll talk about it a little bit more when I break the entire film down. So at the beginning of the film, we're introduced to Asha, who lives at home with her 100-year-old grandfather and her mother, and we find out early on that her father has passed away. And in this community that they live in, the king Magnifico has learned how to do magic, and he commands this thing over the kingdom that when you turn a certain age, you bring your wish to him, and he protects your wishes in his castle, and he takes them up and he holds them for you. And I think they said 3 to 4 months, he holds a wish giving ceremony where he chooses a wish and grants it to come true. And so Asha really wants her grandfather's 100th birthday wish to come true. He's given his wish obviously a long time ago, but he wants it to be granted because he's getting up there in age. And so she goes and meets with the king. They talk. The king is obviously a little pushbacky about it, and we find out very quickly that the king is going to be the villain of the film. And we find out that he holds everyone's wishes. He doesn't really grant any wishes that he worries will affect the kingdom or change things about the kingdom. So she ends up going home and going to the place that her and her dad used to go. She wishes on a star, and a star comes down, and essentially the star kind of hints at her that she needs to go help get all of these people's wishes away from the king. And so the entire film is her working with this star to try to get these wishes away from the king. So as I said, this movie is okay, but it's nothing spectacular. I want to start with the positives though. I think Asha is a really great lead character. I loved the actress's performance. I think that she is very charismatic. I think she's funny. She provided a lot to the film. A lot about her character reminded me kind of Rapunzel's whimsy. I really liked that. Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies, and I really liked the representation in this film. It's nice to see the lead of a Disney movie being a person of color. I really appreciated that a lot, and I thought that her character was interesting, and I really liked how empathetic she was towards other people, and I really liked how her whole life was less less about fulfilling her own dreams and doing things for other people. I thought there was a lot of beauty in that, and I thought that it was really well done. The song that she sings in the middle of the film, the one that was in the trailer about making the wish, is one of my favorite Disney songs that I've heard in a long time. I thought it was really well written. I thought that she performed it in a really beautiful way. I think there's some humor in here that works pretty well that I really enjoyed, and that is about as far as the positives go. My big issues with this film, first off, aside from that song in the middle point of the movie, the rest of the music in this film is miserable. It's not well written. The songs are very clunky, the way that they're put together. They try to fit so much into a sentence where it's just like none of the songs are memorable. They're not catchy in any way, shape, or form. And I understand Disney over the past couple years has kind of shifted the way that their music works in film, and they're trying to try different styles of music and different genres of music. And I commend them as a company for trying to do something different than the sing-songy stuff that they've always done for years. I mean, if you want to succeed as a company, you have to adapt and change and try different things, but every song in this just falls so flat. My next issue with this movie is the villain is so boring. There is nothing about the villain in this movie that is interesting to watch. I just was so bored throughout the entire film. Whenever his character came back on screen, the songs that they gave him were awful. There was just nothing interesting about him. And one of the things I like about Disney throughout the years is their villains are always so engaging and well written, and they provide a lot to the story. And this villain in this takes up so much screen time, and there's nothing interesting about his character. They have to have the stereotypical animal sidekick that can talk, and honestly, he provided virtually nothing to the film other than some one-off comedic jokes. Typically, they do a lot more building around whoever the animal sidekick is, and I just didn't care all that much. The star that comes down that they literally refer to as Star, which feels really lazy to me. Nothing really interesting about that character. It's just supposed to be cute. The animation in this film, I really liked the way it looked. I thought that it was kind of unique. It felt like a mixture of hand-drawn and computer animation where they kind of met in the middle, and it was really interesting to look at. I know there's some people that really complained about it, but I thought it was cool. It was different than the things they've been doing recently, which anytime Disney's going to step out of their comfort zone now and try to do something different, I'm going to commend them. And I know a lot of people were also complaining about the self-referential stuff. It's the 100-year anniversary. Disney was centering this film on the fact that it was going to be pretty referential, and it wasn't as annoying as I assumed that it was going to be. I thought that it was going to get so tedious that it was going to drive me insane, but it really wasn't all that bad. And like I said, I think the message of this film of, like, you know, everyone coming together collectively to support one another and to build up each other when they have a wish or they have a hope for something is really beautiful, and I liked the way that the film closed up. The problem is there are so many areas in between that are so bland that don't add anything into the film, and I kept checking out because all the other characters in this movie, her friend group that they introduced, they're all so throwaway. And when you make a movie like this, especially with Disney, you have to have great characters that you want to focus on. And like I said, this movie is not terrible by any means. There were a lot of moments that I was smiling and that I was having a good time and I was enjoying myself. It's just lackluster in comparison to the films that they have released previously. So if you've seen Wish, did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was okay. It's not mind-blowing by any means. It's not Disney's worst. It's just relatively forgettable, which is the worst part about it. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.